It's an exciting time here at Dream Car Giveaways. We're doing something a little bit different. A lot of you might not know, but behind the scenes we do lots of builds. Lots of cars need work. This one needs a lot of them, the Honda Civic EK9 Type R. And this one is particularly special because it's a Y56, which means it's a yellow one basically, if you're not from a Honda background. But the EK9 Type R is an absolute champion. It's a masterpiece. However, you might notice this is a little bit higher at the front, and because at the moment it doesn't have an engine. I mean, a 1.6 V16B is a high revving engine, goes like stink, but it is a 1.6, so there's something that's missing. Torque. Nowadays, you need a bit of torque. How do you get torque? Whoa, a K20, obviously, so we're gonna do a K swap. So this, with a bit more power in it, it's going to be mental. We should get, so stock, that engine is 200 horsepower. However, we're going to put some bolt-on mods on it, give it a quick little refresh as well, sort that out, get a gearbox, put an LSD in that as well. So it should be around 250 horsepower mark, which in a car which weighs around a ton, it's going to be an absolute party. First thing we've got to do, you might notice the paint is very tight. This is a 25-year-old car now. Get it on there, blow it apart, because not only are we going to have the outside resprayed, all of the underside as well. So engine bay needs to be blown apart as well, because that's getting painted, the whole thing's getting painted, so it'll be absolutely mint for one of you guys to win. Something I haven't mentioned as well is a Y56 EK9 is one of the most rare EK9s being in this colour. But it's on the ramp right now, so we need to look at its overall condition. It's no secret, Civics suffer with rust, all Hondas suffer with rust. One of those things, the metal just is very thin, that's why they're so light. But obviously being over here in UK conditions, because EK9s are all import only. Pyramid Car Care, our lovely friends over there, have already given it a ice blast underneath, because it was undersealed. And if you know Dream Cars, we hate underseal, because generally, if you don't do it properly, it just seals all the dirt in and makes the condition actually worse, because basically it will start rusting underneath the underseal. And also, lots of people, sellers in particular, use it to cover issues. So we've got all that off, so we can actually see what's going on under here. And as we said at the start, all of the underside is going to be painted as well. So we need to get the car ready to go on a spit. But we'll have a quick look around it as well, because there are some trouble areas on a Civic. Generally the chassis legs along here, that's all fine. Another place on these Civics which people overlook where they actually rust, because normally it's just the back end, actually the jacking points as well. Looking at all the sills, like any normal car, that's what gets all the hammer, everything being thrown off those front wheels, and that's all good. Rear arches are good as well. Obviously everything does look a lot worse on the camera at the moment, but that's because it is bare. It's literally just been shot off and not treated or anything yet. But it means that we can have a proper in-depth look at it, see what we're dealing with, and everything looks good. Another place where they go as well is above the exhaust here, just like an Evo. These rear chassis legs, obviously with the exhaust going cold, hot, hot, cold all the time, that means that condensation builds up in this chassis leg, then they actually rot from the inside out as well. But that's all good. Another thing as well on EK9s and DC2s, people jack on this brace here, so usually these are all bent up, but luckily on this one that's all fine. And all of the arms, you might have noticed, are all aftermarket already, and it all looks good, really good. Yeah, let's get cracking on this then. Just like that, we've blown the back clean out of it. Fuel tank's got to come out as well, but need to drain that first. Yeah, now we need to get all the front off. So front hub's off, front subframe out, steering rack will come out with the subframe. Doesn't matter that I'm hammering this fantastic powder coat, because that's all going. So it looks horrible. All the hammers are toffee hammers. It's good. It's good as well, because that's right in my ear. Ah, she goes. There she goes. Beautiful. Oh, Nath, I've damaged I've damaged that really nice powder. I'm trying to catch the subframe. Usually, use a transmission jack. But the people who sold us our transmission jack didn't sell us the cradle that goes on the top. It's just a rod, so I can't do anything.
So what are you using instead?
I'm using tyres. I am. Because the subframe is actually powder coated black, so we won't have to do that. I want to protect that a little bit. There she goes, she is free. Too easy. We won't go all the way up yet, because we want to get the struts out. And that is all of the suspension components off of the car, isn't it, Nathan? Look, that's all the bits, isn't it, Nathan? This I don't like. So these are the fuel lines. They've just been cut off, which you don't have to do, because you can buy adapters and stuff. Yeah, but somebody's just cut them. But luckily you can actually buy the kit which we've bought from Hybrid Racing, the boys. Also, on the steering rack down here, somebody's done a power steering delete, which basically just loop the high pressure and low pressure pipes. But we're actually going to run power steering because it's, yeah, just want to make it comfortable for everybody. It costs a bit more money, but it'll make the whole thing a lot more refined and a lot more pleasant for somebody to drive. So we're doing all that as well. We're not going to do a wire tuck. I personally don't like wire tucks. I'll tell you why, because if you need to fix anything, it's a pain. But if you just leave it all where it normally is and just clean it, make it all nice, again, it's like OEM plus. Because we're not shaving the bay or anything. Obviously paint it all in here as well, because as you can see, they weren't actually painted very much, if at all, from factory. So that's another reason why they corrode, because the paint on them is just, it's Japanese paint, it's just how it is. Most Japanese cars are like, that's just super thin. Like, look at this is all, like that's the base primer, and then that's the paint, look. Like, it's like nothing. Yeah, so that's why they're not very good in the UK. So strong I am. I'll make this look super light. Where am I going to put it? Help me, help me. Whoa, it might be empty. It's not empty. It is empty. Great success. I was just checking there's no fuel in it, because shortly we're going to have to drop that tank. Good, that fuel's not even burning my hands.
Is that a good sign?
What sarcasm. But some of these already like had a go at the arches, like the inner arches. They're not painted like this, usually it's just like grey. But they haven't even taken the bumpers off to do it. Oh, this is actually a K20 gearbox, which me and you've got to rebuild now. With panels and stuff, you want to give it a, like just snatch it at the right pace. See, look, let it. That, off. All of this is so thin, which is what holds the bumpers, and yeah, over time that does corrode and starts to drop, and then obviously all the bumper lines and stuff will move away from the lights and everything, so it gives you a big bumper gap. Same with this bit here as well, because how it's spot welded on from underneath means that all the water and crap sits in here and just rots it off. But that's all really good, really good, so that's nice. So the whole of the underside of the car was like this. Oh, that's why we've had it all dry ice blasted. Yeah, so next, get it down on the floor. Not physically down on the floor, but lower the ramp. So you need to take the fuel pipes off the top of the fuel tank, there's two. Unplug the sender unit, and then we've got a breather pipe to undo underneath by the tank. And the filler neck and the breather up to the filler neck as well. Go and do all those, then we'll be able to drop the tank. I'm gonna need some pliers now. Sensational, thanks Nick. That's those undone. I'm undoing bolts. This is to the handbrake cables. So that's the handbrake cable retainer I've just undone right now. I'm stuck! I'm stuck! Go back up now. Oh, old rubber.
Are you using the wheels to hold the wheel back?
I am, yeah.
Well, the wheels get scratched? Ah.
You're welcome. We're working with what we're given there. We don't have a transmission jack. It'll look good under here once it's all done. Really nice. Peel that off, and our fuel tank is out. Do you reckon there's some horrors where the fuel tank was? Have a look. Yeah, as you can see, there's just no paint on them from factory. That is literally just primer. If you're looking to buy an EK9 or Civic or DC2, anything of this era, even DC5s, EP3s, look around the fuel tank because they just have no protection whatsoever. And like that's where all the dirt sits, and then just rusts. There's a bit of surface rust, but that'll all buzz off. That's fine. Because like the fuel tanks are exactly the same. If you look, there's literally nothing on there. Like there's some coating, but it's like nothing, absolutely nothing. That is the back end completely apart. Sensational. Yeah, that's not bad for a couple of hours work. I'm not gonna lie. Might be able to still get fuel tanks new, to be fair, because EKs are all the same. Civics all the same this era, 96 to 2000. So we could potentially just get a new tank. So certain things like that, we can work out whether it's better economically and financially just to buy a new one rather than put the time and money into painting it. Everything of this era is like so much money now, like wings and stuff, like fenders if you're American, so much money over here. I'd like to take all of the brake lines off, complete. Stops them getting bent and everything, keeps them all together, keeps them in the right place. So it just makes it a lot easier putting them back together. But now all the fuel tank's out, all the suspension's off and everything. That's the next thing to come off the car really. And then we need to get, because we've run out of time basically today guys, then we can get cracking with the engine bay, sorry. So get all the loom out of here, drop the ABS pump, brake booster, master cylinder, all of that out, so all of the brake lines, everything to do with the brakes out. Clutch master as well, get that out of here. We do actually have a new one that's come. I think it's an S2000 clutch master, so that'll work with a K20 slave cylinder and all that stuff. Yeah, but this is going to be absolutely epic. I'm really excited for this. Like one of the most rare EK9s, being fully restored. Bit of a bigger power engine going in as well. It would just be unreal. And I know this because I've had one, I've had two, and they are just, so yeah, we'll just keep pumping out the episodes, so just keep a lookout on our YouTube channel for that. Click the notification bell, like and subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, look out for the next one. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. We shall see you very soon.